We've already seen the Swamp Buggy. Today we're going to look at some of the other Jeeps in Grandpa's backyard. This one is a forward cab, FC150. Let's take a look at it. It's moderately rusted. Just a few holes here and there. But this one has the F-head 4-cylinder. It also happens to have, that's a PTO drive winch. You can see the chain drive clearly through the easy access hole in the bed, or I guess what used to be a bed. Had a wooden bed at one point. Used to have spring mounts at one point. Spare tire care still technically exists. So, let's take a look inside. We're going to see how this door operates. Yeah. Okay then. Well, let's take a look inside now that we have that door open. We have a boat cushion for a seat, fancy radio, another fancy radio, motor that's uncovered, so that's probably seized. Someone's hacked in a radiator from something else much larger, which if you've ever had an FC150, you know that little radiator doesn't do a very good job and is very hard to get repaired. Acorn floor, duct tape seat. Yeah, it is an FC150. I'm going to try to get that door back on. We'll go to the next one. Next up we have a CJ2A flat fender. It's in a few pieces, so I'll show you the parts. We have the nose, just a little bit of rust here and there, nothing major, and the engine upside down in order to protect the cylinders from water. Yeah, that's it. The frame and windshield frame, so both frames are combined. Nice harmony. And there's an old flat fender grill. And the other parts are in a completely different area, so we'll get to those next. Okay, I mentioned I was going to show you the rest of that CJ2A flatty parts pile. Well, this is it. This is something I built when I was, I think, in middle school or high school age. And this is where the axles went. See, those are the good old Jeep axles. And what I did is I made a frame for them. Notice the pipe welded on. These are actual skis and springs from a snowmobile. I don't know if you recognize those, but I used the snowmobile skis and leaf springs for suspension. Here's the old motor and transfer case. And what I had done, it's missing now, but there's a pulley mounted to the front input shaft that I ran a belt drive from a 10-horse Wisconsin on. Some old bar stools welded on for seats. They've deteriorated a bit now. And then the nose happened to fit perfectly is the front cowl from a snowmobile. And that's one of the buggies I used to have to drive around. Oh yeah, and let's see here. We have Volkswagen Bug steering box welded to that pipe cross member. The problem I had is that apparently snowmobile skis are not meant for driving, so I ripped off that leaf spring on that side. And now here it sits. But that's the rest of that CJ2A. Okay, next up in Grandpa's backyard Jeeps, we have old Rhino Grill full-size Jeep. This one's a Wagoneer, 4-door. Seems to have merged with the tree a little bit. The Motor, a little worse for wear. Some storage issues there. There's that tree bumper combo. Front axle, closed knuckle in pieces. The old drum brakes on it. Shock mounts rusted out, body rusted out. More trees very nicely growing around it. So this is going to become one with nature very soon. We have no windshield. More trees. Oh, interesting. It has a little center console type flip down seat. That's sort of cool. Dashboard. Oh, hey, there is a tree actually growing inside of it. We'll do a close-up on the other side. That appears to be going through a rust hole in the floor, growing straight through it. More trees growing around it. More missing drum brakes. Interesting. The paint and fender seem to have just... That's a fiberglass piece. Just peeled off in one shot. That's interesting. And here is the nice happy growing tree that goes through the windshield and in through the floorboard. Oh, hey, this door has nicely conformed into the tree. Actually, I guess the tree is conformed around the door. Yeah, that's definitely grown right around the door. I don't know if this Jeep will ever be extracted again. It might just become one with the trees. Yeah, at least it'll make good artwork. Here we have another full-size Jeep. You might not tell it from this picture, but there really is a Jeep there. Let's go look. You see, got the grill under there. This one is a 75 Cherokee, so it's the two-door model. Had a straight 6 and a 3-speed manual. I actually used to drive this when I was in college, but even still has the hubcaps over the locking hubs. Those, of course, are not original ones, because you can see someone cut out the hole with tin snips, but someone attempted to actually put hubcaps on this and make it look like that. There is a window here. There is an interior there. Hey, keys are in the ignition. Yeah, looks like someone broke the rear window too. Luckily, this one is not growing into a tree like the other one. So this one has just grapevines all over it. It might be able to be removed at some point if I ever need the parts. Or maybe I could get it driving again. Who knows? There's some bit of Firebird. There's a shaker hood in there. A little bit of rust holes. I never quite got this to pass safety inspection. But yeah, it's another full-size Jeep. Okay, we've got another FC150. This one is actually in worse condition than the other one. You can see headlights are removed. For some reason, again, another F-body hood laying on a Jeep, but that one's a 73 Camaro hood. We've got some moss growing in the just slightly rusted window channels there, or rain gutters. The door I'm not even going to try after the last fiasco. We have most of it gutted, motor taken away, drivetrain taken away. I actually used that to put together another FC150, so it actually went to a good purpose. The bed, again, wooden. Well, yeah, just a little rotted. This one has some helper springs, but along with the heavy-duty springs the FC150 already came with. This one actually saw a lot of work. This also happened to be the first vehicle I ever drove on my own. My dad actually let me sit in the driver's seat on my own and do the steering, and he just used the high idle feature of the choke to give me enough gas to drive so I can reach the pedals. Conveniently, this door is completely removed. More moss, more trees growing through. And that's about all there is about that. Yeah. Well, at least this one isn't embedded in a tree. That's something. Yeah. Okay, I started off this segment continuing from the Swamp Buggy. This is the rest of the story on the Swamp Buggy. Here is the old body. As I said then, it was a CJ5 Tuxedo Park Mark IV. Had the fancy chrome on the hinges. See? Chrome. There too, with the hood hinges also. This one, the reason I took the body off, it had some minor rust issues. There's a look at something else through the floor. And with the minor rust issues, all the body mounts are off. So as you took a corner, you had the minor inconvenience of losing your control over your throttle, usually open, and the steering was a little questionable. So I took the whole body off rather than mount it properly, but I don't think that that really was an option, because this body is a little worse for wear. You see the Tuxedo Park Mark IV split bench with it's a 1/3, 2/3 type bench. I used to have some little blue cushions up here for the back seats. I'm not sure where they went off to, but we do have the grill here. Good old CJ5. And that's it. From Grandpa's backyard, our tour of Jeeps. I'll be back next time with a different vehicle. Until then, I'll leave you with CJ5 goodness.